What's going on, guys? Jesse with Hunt Training. Today we're talking about just some awful, terrible things that have been happening lately to the gun community and maybe what we can do to hopefully reverse the cycle and change the culture. Anyway, let's check it out right now on Hunt Training. Hello everyone, hope you're having a wonderful day, because this week in the gun industry we've seen a lot of things come out in the media that are absolutely terrible for our Second Amendment and what's going on. Anyway guys, I am Jesse, this is Hunt Training. Stick with me today. My voice is a little hoarse, it sounds like I'm talking out my nose. I'm sick, it's unfortunate, but it's just the way it is. I may have to stop and take a drink of water every now and again, but stick with me guys. If you want to support the channel, subscribe, hit that notification bell, comment, like these videos. It really helps me out. The biggest way you can support my channel though is if you hit that first link in the description. It's going to take you to my website, and in that page on my website is gear and links. So what's going to be there is a bunch of gear items. If you buy those gear items from my website, I get kicked back a little bit of money monetarily, and it helps me out, and I really appreciate it if you guys would do that. It's an awesome way to support the channel. Anyway guys, let's get started. The first thing this week, we didn't even make it through Labor Day. I hope you had a wonderful Labor Day. Mine was not very good because I was worried about some of this stuff. But the first thing I can tell you is that Walmart came out and said, hey, we're going to stop selling handgun ammo. We're going to stop selling short-barreled rifle ammo. Yes, I will get to that. I'm bothered by that term. And please don't open carry in our facilities. Great. Walmart, who has supported the Second Amendment, so-called. Oh, and they also asked Congress to look into gun control, which obviously has been working so well in big cities like, you know, Chicago, Detroit, other places like that. Unfortunately, it doesn't work. Anyway, so they did that. We're not going to sell handgun ammo. Okay, whatever. Go to your mom and pop shop and buy handgun ammo. That's fine with me. I'm no longer going to use Walmart because of this specific reason, because they asked for these things. Short-barreled rifle ammo. Does anybody use different ammo in their short-barreled rifles than they do, or pistols, than they do in their longer AR-15s, or is it the same? Because for me, it's the same, right? Like, it's the same. Like, yes, there is ammo that is optimized for short-barreled rifles, but that company hasn't sold ammo in Walmart since 2007 because they saw Walmart as anti-gun. Hornady, thank you, Hornady. Anyway, and then after that, Kroger followed suit saying, hey, please don't open carry your guns in our stores. Basically guys, if open carry is legal in your state and you don't have to follow their no gun signs, you can still open carry in those states. I'm not a lawyer, I can't tell you, I can't give you any law advice. You have to check your local laws, you have to know your local state laws. And so, disclaimer here, I'm not a lawyer, I can't tell you what to do or what not to do. I don't hold any liability for what you do personally. Anyway guys, personally as a gun owner, I'm going to avoid Walmart and Kroger unless I absolutely have to use, excuse me, okay, avoid them unless I absolutely have to. Big thing is the assault weapons ban 2019. This is getting pushed. Congress reconvenes a week from now, so you need to call your reps, call blah 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 blah, all the high Dems, you know, Warren, Kamala Harris, Cory Booker, you know, presidential hopeful Robert O'Burke, Beto, whatever, you know, he flat out called for a ban and buyback of every assault weapon. He flat out says, we are going to take them from you. We are going to force you to sell them to the government. Guys, your arms are there to protect you from a tyrannical government. If this happens, I hope myself personally will not comply, and I hope millions of others will not comply, because that is tyranny, that is a tyrannical government, that is exactly the purpose of the Second Amendment. And if anyone on here who is not so much on the right or kind of wants an assault weapons ban is watching this video, I'd like you to listen to this idea. So, we have a Second Amendment to defend us from a tyrannical government. Get that right. So at max, there's 3 million active duty military and law enforcement officers in our country. If they all went to go fight, even against the alt-right, which is 10 to 12 million, or 10 to 15 million people, they would lose a war in numbers. And if you want to say any way otherwise, look at Afghanistan, look at Iraq, and look how long we've been there and continue to fight people in robes with AK-47s every day and continue to not be able to win that war. Second off, the United States government is not willing to fire upon its own people because then it loses any foreign interest in that war. So a civil war is not a good idea because you cannot win numerically. Let's get to that point. Let's get over that. So I don't want the country to separate. I don't want the United States to go away. But if it gets to that point, I would much rather have peaceful separation of, ideals, whatever you want to call it. I'd much rather have a peaceful separation than an assault weapons ban and then forceful taking away of the government. And guess what? You're not going to end up with 3 million people to go fight that war because of about more than 50, probably about 2/3 of those people are right-leaning and would end up not following those orders to go take away arms from lawful citizens. And there's the next point. Does a gun ban do anything for criminals? Absolutely not. Lawful citizens are the only ones affected by a gun ban. Even if the gun is purchased legally, they're still using it in a crime, which you cannot stop, correct? Right. You cannot stop a criminal from committing mass murder. They're going to commit mass murder using a rifle, using a truck, using a bomb. We saw it in Oklahoma City. Some guy wasn't happy with the government, so he went to the government building and bombed it because he was not happy with Ruby Ridge or Waco in Texas, if you want a little history lesson for you there. Which is questionable on the government's part on a couple of those things, but whatever, right? That's beyond the point. Finally, the San Francisco Board of Directors or Board of Representatives, Board of Supervisors, the San Francisco Board of Supervisors labeled the NRA as a domestic terrorist organization. The National Rifle Association, according to the San Francisco Board of Supervisors, is a domestic terror organization. What is going on in this country? So we've got to the point where we label a gun rights organization that's trying to stand up for an amendment in the Constitution, arguably the most important, if not the second most important, amendment in the Constitution as a domestic terror organization. There's no blood on the hand of the NRA. The NRA has never killed anybody, and the group of gun owners that is in the NRA is some of the most lawful people in the country. More lawful than anybody else. That's gun owners in general. Lawful gun owners are some of the most lawful people in the country. Concealed carry permit holders are even more so lawful than anyone else. The only thing that drives me more insane is people like this that are so high on their own selves that they are going to label a group of people who is more lawful than the rest of the country as domestic terrorists. That is terrible. San Francisco, when you have people who are so cracked out of their minds or high on heroin and can't even function, and they shit on your streets to the point where it becomes a public health hazard, once you get that fixed, then come talk to me. Because policies in cities like San Francisco that have been continuing to go for 50 years are exactly the reason we have such issues in this country. Democrat policies that have continued to bring down and create poverty and create this complex of, oh, government give me more and the government's in charge for it, or the government will just give me my welfare check. That issue, instead of helping people get a job and go work and earn for themselves, and for the Democrats to continue to give back to somebody who doesn't earn it and doesn't do things right, is exactly the issue that we've come across and why these things continue to bloom and explode into something that we cannot no longer control. That the most lawful group in the country is now being labeled as domestic terrorists. Guys, I don't even agree with the NRA. I think the NRA has, obviously, their leadership is not very good there. They've done some very terrible things with their money. But the members of the NRA are still a part of that organization. I'm not. I'm a GOA member, which you guys join the GOA. I'll leave a link in the description. You guys need to join them. GOA is going to be linked on my website. Make sure I add that for you guys. Join the GOA. That is where you need to spend your money. But anyway, I am completely discouraged in our government. I'm not calling for separationism or anti-government. I want the government to fix this. The government, has the ability to fix this. They have the ability to do the right thing. But it's so discouraging to continue to see the government go after its most lawful group of citizens in a way that will not affect the problem that they have. It's something else, guys. It's a lot of other things that play into the factor of what the issue that we have, but it's not lawful gun owners and their AR-15s. Hold on, uno momento. Anyway, guys, I am Jesse with Hunt Trading. I'm seriously frustrated. All this stuff, make sure you call your representatives, like, subscribe, comment, hit that notification bell down below. Tell me what you think down below. I want to hear from you. I want to know what you guys think, because if you guys don't think the same thing, then I won't talk about this stuff and I'll keep my opinions to myself. But I'm not complying. You should neither. You have the right to defend your family as you see fit, and I will stand by you if we both believe in that same premise. Anyway, guys, remember, get out to the range, become a hard target, because it looks more and more like you're going to need to be a hard target in today's world. Have a great day, and we'll see you guys later.